Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Cloudyandsocial. I'm now in Brighton. I used to be in Seattle, but now I moved here, and as you can see, or probably see, I'm now in a hotel room, and it's already quite late, so I keep it short. So I want to talk about the thing that everyone's talking about right now, the iPad. We've been in Seattle through January, and the iPad has been announced like at the end of January. So throughout the whole month, we've been kind of hyping each other up to the point where we thought the iPad's gonna be like the savior of all things. And of course, we've all been underwhelmed, not really impressed with it, including me, I have to say. But the more I think about it, the more I think people are wrong, or the ones who complain, really complain, are techies, also me, of course. And we wanted the same thing to be something that it just couldn't be. And if it would have had all the things that we wanted it to be, had to have, then it would have probably cost 3 times as much, like $1,500 maybe, instead of $500. So a lot of people have been complaining, and if we think about what people are complaining about, I take a look about it here, for example. We have this nice thing, the iPad, and people are complaining about stuff like no multitasking. Biggest thing what people are saying is that I can't work on something like a Word document and listen to music at the same time. And I think it's like, yes, okay, multitasking would be nice, but I mean, seriously, if you have an iPad and you walk around in town with an iPad, you're gonna sit down, you work on your document, you can't tell me that you don't have an iPhone in your pocket and you can listen to music at the same time. So it's not a deal breaker for me. Reading books on the iPad sucks apparently because of the eyes and all that. I tend to agree, I love my Kindle, but that's not a fail, that's just an added bonus. You can read books, iBooks on an iPad. It's not a fail, it's just a technique. It's not a Kindle. No physical keyboard, for example. Yes, of course, but you can get an external USB and a USB. That's the next point. You can get a wireless keyboard, type on it. You can even use it like as a stand-up, so it's almost like a normal computer. But no USB could be a deal breaker sometimes, but I remember the times when I got my first PC with like a CD drive or DVD drive. I can't remember, but I was thinking if I should include a disk drive, the floppy disks, the old one, 3.5, and I bought it because I thought I need it, but I never used it. And I bet with the USB port it's about the same. Once you used it, I don't have it, you won't even miss it anymore on the iPad. People say like, oh, you can't transfer your pictures on the iPad. It's true, you can't with USB, but for example, I'm not even storing pictures anymore on my laptops. They're all online, so that's just the future. People are going to use cloud storage, and that's what's probably Apple's investing in. So just store your pictures online, and you can watch them anywhere you go on any device. It's much more practical than downloading them all, having multiple copies on each device. No flash support. Flash sites are nice, but seriously, if someone is creating a site nowadays that is really depending on flash and not running on all the systems, also like in various formats, like on smartphones, for example, I think they've done something wrong. So again, not a deal breaker. Also, HTML5 is gonna come out, so this should not be a big problem. And I got used to it. I don't even look at flash sites that much anymore. No camera. Would have been nice to have a camera. I would have loved to make something like video calls or just record something, especially like the front-facing camera, so that I could really use it like as a, let's say, maybe Skype phone or something. But I think that's just something that's going to come in the future. That's a first-generation product, and we've seen it all. The first iPhone kind of sucked compared to what we have now with the iPhone. So it's probably just a marketing tactic that Apple's gonna sell this stuff now. 1 year later, the new model's gonna come out. We're all gonna buy it again, and then another feature comes in a year later, and that's just how it goes, and we sell the old stuff. And now, yeah, let's talk about the things that I realized, what I think this all reminds me of a little bit. And I just talked about it recently, like 2 days ago with a friend of mine. It's that it reminds me of the Nintendo Wii, when the Nintendo Revolution got renamed to Nintendo Wii. We all had the funny jokes similar to the iPad now about, yeah, you know, just Wii and all that. So you probably know what I'm talking about. So someone said, like, maybe no company should agree on a product name anymore until they've put, you know, a focus group of 12-year-olds in a room, told them the name, and they did not giggle. And maybe that's what they should have done. But there are other similarities, like, oh yeah, here I've got it, like on BBC News back then, Nintendo name swap sparks satire. Of course, talking about the name, just Wii, eat, sleep, and Wii. That's all these jokes. And then here also, like, IGN really complaining, saying like, oh, we're now called IGN Wii. How could you do this to us? But then apart from the name, there were also like people like saying, like, here on Game Daily, we won't rock you, because some reasons are like, graphics really do matter. We all know that the Wii was hyper successful even without these graphics, and it just, no, it doesn't really matter that much. It's the user friendliness that kills everything. It's like how to get into the market, reach the people who are usually afraid of using these technologies. That's what the Wii did. And another one is just loading right now. Takes a while. And yeah, they are actually complaining about the Wii remote, that, you know, it's an awkward thing, and it probably, you know, people are used to the other controls, and yeah, like we all know, the Wii remote is now like a revolutionary device. Still a lot of games are using the traditional control methods, but we got used to it. So these people have seen it coming. And then for me, the biggest reason is that why I think the iPad might actually really succeed is that it is something for those people who did not have or don't have a notepad or a netbook yet, and for people who don't, you know, not really willing to configure their PC netbook that much, and you just want something to have, you know, to have on the go, don't have to worry about all the settings and everything. And that's where the iPhone was so good. It's easy to find out how to use it and what to do with it. And I would easily buy a netbook, I meant an iPad, for, let's say, my father, because I'm tired of reformatting his PC like twice a year, just because he's got 30 viruses on it, and every time I want to install something, it's a hassle, and he doesn't know how to do it. It's going to be super easy with the iPad. I just give it to him, and I'm pretty sure he's going to figure it out at some point, and I probably won't have to reformat it because he's got some evil software on it. So now you can all complain again that closed systems are not good, no innovation, all that, but they make it user friendly. Apple is acting as a gatekeeper here is not the best thing for techies, and of course you can't push all the stuff on your iPad. You can't use it for everything it might be able to do, but it's also good for those people who can't be bothered with it. So, conclusion, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it for myself, but I'm sure it's gonna be a good device for a lot of people out there. And for us people who like kind of get used to like configuring all that, and who actually want something really, really powerful, we're probably just really jealous right now that the other people, the ones who, you know, want like a relatively cheap device and can't really use the machines that well, that they get something way sexier than our netbooks or laptops now. We would like to have this device and do everything that our machines are doing, and that's not just what we are getting yet. So people, just don't be that jealous right now. We're gonna get it eventually. The iPad's gonna be better in a few years, and if you really want it, if you really want to touch your screen and drag everything around, buy it now or buy it your little sister. She's gonna know how to use it in like 5 seconds.